Welcome to Fireside Chat number 313.5. I'm here today with the new Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson. We're going to be talking about some important things today, aren't we, Mike?
I hope so.
So let's begin by dispelling some of the rumors promulgated by the far left. You see, those who bleat and mule about racism among conservatives have tried to downplay Mike's adoption of a black child by saying, oh, he doesn't appear in any family pictures.
Oh, well, that's kind of true. Boy really likes his privacy. We can't even have a potluck without him locking himself in the cellar. However, I sometimes make him pose with us as punishment for watching pornography.
Oh, I love to hear that. It's so important to keep children accountable today. And I'm sorry, what did you say your boy's name was?
Boy.
Your boy's name is Boy?
That's right, Boy Johnson. His biological parents had named him Michael, but I'm Michael. So we had to rename him. And since he was a boy, we thought it was a perfect fit.
How delightfully eccentric. How old is he?
He just turned 40.
40 years? Speaker Johnson, do you have a supernaturally aging painting of yourself in the attic by any chance?
No, I'm just 51 myself. We adopted him when I was 27.
That would have made him 15 then?
Yes, sir.
So you adopted him when you were just 12 years older than he was then.
That's right.
How endearingly unconventional.
Well, in the new apostolic Christian community, it's not unusual to find parents who are just 12 or 13 years older than their children. It's a blessing. Who better to raise a child than a child? They know what children need because they are themselves children. It's brilliant if you think about it.
I suppose that makes sense. Still, there are those who would say it's unconventional by the standards of society at large.
Well, I'm a traditionalist, not a conventionalist.
That's becoming clearer. Well, speaking of skirting conventions, a number of radical liberals have criticized your jurisprudence for being too unconventional, haven't they? On account of your legal efforts to overturn the election on legally spurious grounds. Oh dear, I'm sorry about that, Mike. Snoopy's bowels are formidable.
Don't sweat it, Dennis. I was at Tucker's place last weekend, and it smelled like this everywhere. I think my sense of smell is still blunted from that. But to answer your question, yes, they have criticized my unconventional jurisprudence.
The very people who love to decry convention.
One and the same. Dennis, these people love to say they stand up for minorities, but have you ever noticed how whenever someone like me comes along with an interpretation of the law held by a minority of jurists in service of a president supported by a minority of Americans, that they don't have a word to say in my defense?
I am so glad you brought this up, Mike, because you've articulated a suspicion I've long held about these people, that they are the true purveyors of discrimination. I'm going to tell you a bit about a situation I had with my niece. She began dating a black man about a year or so ago. When she told me about this, I expressed some reservations, not because of his race.
Of course not.
But because of the black culture.
Right.
You can't deny that there's a tendency among rap hop singers to insult women and make everything about money.
No, you can't.
Anyway, I told her about my objections, and so last Purim, she was the only one of my brother's children who didn't show up for Sudat Purim. It seems she had told her boyfriend about my objections to their relationship. Objections that are held, by the way, by a minority of Americans, thanks to left-wing media dominance. And how did he respond? By bigotedly refusing to break bread with me and our family.
Oh no, that breaks my heart to hear that. I know it breaks God's heart too, for Paul tells us in Colossians 3:20, "Children, obey your parents in everything, for this pleases the Lord."
I don't much go in for the New Testament stuff, and I'm technically an uncle, not a father. I do appreciate the sentiment nonetheless. Anyway, my point is that I suffered all of this discrimination simply because I'm a minority.
That's so sad. Or
What was that?
I'm speaking in tongues, Dennis.
And is that necessary?
It's an act of grace through which the Holy Ghost makes itself known to us.
Oh, well, perhaps we can save all that for another episode.
Sure, you can always reject God's gifts if you don't want them.
Well, let's just delay the gift for now. The reason I brought up that experience with my niece to you was that we don't all have a Boy Johnson we can fall back on when these vicious accusations are lobbed at us.
Well, that's the thing, Dennis. He's our son because we think of him as a son. We never underwent any kind of formal adoption process or anything, though. He was just a kid we met while doing Christian charity work. His biological parents weren't present in his life because big government largesse has destroyed the black family by giving them money, shelter, Cadillacs, and lobster meals. And as a consequence, there are tens of thousands of Boy Johnsons walking around at any given time. Heck, you can probably pick up a Boy Johnson of your own at any of the underfunded public schools in the area.
No kidding.
No kidding, Dennis.
And I can just refer to him as my son.
When you're an upstanding white person and a pillar of your community and church, or synagogue, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Neat.